I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
First, you're gonna tell me about this science stuff.
Sorry about that. What is a scientist?
You caught me like I'm experimenting with
science.
It's like magic with electricity.
I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm smarter than you.
The smartest scientists in the entire world all agree
science is a liar sometimes.
Seriously, this could not seem less scientific.
Those idiots don't know anything about science.
It's science.
I believe it's pronounced science.
This is the least scientific thing I've ever seen.
So I'm just experimenting with them.
You be quiet.
Thank you, scientist.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Excellent.
Under the guise of science.
That's us.
We did it. We did it again. Yeah. Let's I was thinking let's just start off with an outright Fartbarf plug this time.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Charlie. Great idea, Charlie.
Well, thank you, Chris. I was thinking that was a fantastic idea. Chris be unto you and your family name.
Fartbarf.
Yes. Just give them a like and a subscribe and a follow or whatever you do with music. They should be available anywhere that you stream music.
They have at least a couple albums, or like I think some of they have one like studio album and some other demos and some singles.
Yeah, Dirty Power is the studio album, and then there's just like a lot of weird riffing and jamming, actually, right? Isn't that Master of something or other?
Right, Master of the 5 Count.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and there's like an early sessions one where there's like the bones of some of the stuff that they put together later. There's a couple on there that are like some 15-minute just kind of effing around with it.
Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where it's just they don't really know entirely what they're doing, but
yeah,
give it a whirl.
Let's drink some beer and try stuff.
Get drunk, push some buttons.
See what happens, yeah.
I could do that.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I do it at least once a week.
Yeah.
At the very least. Also, Kyle Kinane. If you haven't checked Kyle Kinane out, check Kyle Kinane out. He's been one of my favorite comics for probably the last 7 or 8 years.
I don't know him. Well, I think I've heard you say his name before, but I'm just recently, like, I just started getting into Nate Bargatze because of you and into Tom Segura because of you. Well, I guess Tom Segura a little bit more, but Nate Bargatze very recently. But both of those on your recommendation, so. Yeah,
Kinane was the dude I sent you last night about the...
the cats.
God bless you to a cat.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Okay.
And he's got a real fun voice to do, which that's one of the voices that I just do on my own. And then it comes out when I drink, even though I was never him and he's not where I was born and raised.
Right.
Yeah. That accent will still it'll just start getting down here and start saying stuff real weird, kind of like this.
I think I definitely have heard you do that.
Yeah. I don't know how to turn it off once it's on again. So I'm trying to avoid it, but I realized I haven't listened to him in a while. So I was like, let me check this guy out again. Now it's like, oh, that's right. That's why I don't listen to him.
Yeah. I'll give it a listen though. Yeah. Usually your comedy recommendations are on the spot.
He has 2 of his first albums have pretty good, what he does with the track listing is fun. I think Whiskey Icarus, and I liked his old stuff better, or his first 2 albums. And one of them is just the track listing to Straight Outta Compton. That's what all the
cool.
track titles are.
Right.
And it says, this is not name of the song.
Right.
And then the next one he does it with whatever Kiss's biggest album was. Only he doesn't say this is not like this. One of his comedy tracks is called Love Gun and has nothing to do with it. Something like that.
Yeah, it's probably easier than like trying to come up with a title. Just fuck it, write these down.
Yeah, but even on his last three, they have nothing to do with any of the shit that specific track is about.
Okay.
One of them, his Loose in Chicago album, all the track titles are just ingredients to hot dogs. Like if you read the back of a package of hot dogs, that's yeah, it's just like all the chemicals and shit. And to get back to Nick Bargatze, he did something similar on one of his albums. All his track titles are his responses to a conversation he had with his like 2 or 3 year old daughter.
Oh, okay. I was and I noticed that, like, I was like, wait a minute. I was reading the title of the track. I can't remember which one it was specifically. I was like, yeah, that has nothing to do with anything that he's saying. I kept waiting for him to like come around to something related, and nope, just kept moving on. So, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I like it, but when I'm trying to find a specific joke, it's like I can't find the fucking joke.
Yeah.
I don't. How am I supposed to remember that the joke about didn't know horses slept laying down is called no, you can't have another M&M.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You have to memorize that on its own.
Yeah. But that joke, he has a joke about not knowing that horses slept laying down.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, he drove past a dead horse and was thinking about it. Yeah.
Him, what I love about him is like he's just like it's not upset, like concerned, like he always sounds like he's backed into a corner when he's telling stories. Like it's just lots of like, what, that I didn't ask for that at all. Why is this happening? You know, like he just has that kind of energy to him. And he's very stammery and like just kind of sounds like he's meandering his way through. Like it sounds off the cuff every time.
Right.
Which is pretty solid. I know Patrice never wrote anything down.
Really?
Yeah,
oh.
He never wrote any of his stuff down. And Burr also, I don't know if they learned it around the same time, but Burr never actually writes it. It's just have an idea, because if you actually write it out, then you're married to how it sounds, and you're married to that specific version of it. What might not be the best version. Yeah.
No, Patrice O'Neill, he used to come out. It was almost like a conversation where he would start talking to the people, like, because he had one bit that basically was a conversation where he went around asking people where they were from. So I'm sure he already had his response to different nationalities. It was the who can stay and who can leave. What does your nationality bring to the table? That thing. Yeah. So he had his responses prepared already, but not knowing the order that it was going to come out, it just made it feel so loose and conversationally kind of.
Yeah. We if I'm not mistaken, we saw him do that at one of the O&A Traveling Virus.
Probably, yep.
Shows. It was wild.
May saw him do it at 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Got to see Greg Giraldo at one of those too. I'm glad I got to see him. He was real fucking good.
Got to see everybody at those. Everybody that was worth seeing at the time, really.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, Bob Saget. I never would have saw Bob Saget on purpose, but
that's true. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude! I remember. I guess this is probably closer to 20 years ago, and that's why we're saying this now. But I remember just being like, "Oh man, all the comics I love are alive."
Yeah.
They just named 3 dead people.
Right. Yeah, it's like this is gonna be. Life is never gonna be worse than this. This is how life is just always going to be amazing. We have all these live comics and comedy festivals. We'll go to another one.
They
happen all the time. And That was
Lomas.
that. Yeah.
Trying to even remember the last time I've seen stand up in person.
Actually going out, yeah.
Yeah. I think probably Lauren and I went out in the city one night, and one of the places we went to the Comedy Cellar just to see whoever, and lucked out. Got to see Joe List, Dave Attell,
Nice.
Shane Torres, a couple other comics, but Attell didn't even wasn't talking to the crowd. He was just talking to the guy that hosted the whole night. Like, he was just doing his act at him. It was hilarious. Like, doing crowd work, but he was just asking the guy directly.
Okay.
No one else. Hey, what do you think about this, huh? Well, here's 15 jokes about it that I'm not going to like next week. He turns over his act so quick. Like,
he's kind of a madman, right? Like, he's just like his brain is
like
going.
happy. He's never happy with the stuff that he's working on, and like, he gets tired of it too quick, and then he just turns it over every couple of weeks. Like, he's probably thrown away more good jokes than most
than have been on this show.
Yeah, right.
We're doing our best.
Certainly trying.
We're going for the quantity over quality approach, I think, though. It's solid. Eventually our numbers will just overwhelm.
Watch your back and tell. We can tell more jokes than you. Yeah, so go check out stand-up comedy.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of stand-up comedy, check it out.
All the kids are talking about
it. Yeah. Bringing it to the people.
It's all the rage. You know how there's jokes? Well, just one person's doing it this time.
Yeah, and he's good at it.
And no one else is allowed to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I had another. Correction from last week's episode. So my fact, my 25th bear fact that I was missing. I left it up in Bearfax, Nova Scotia. No, I just thought of that. It was I printed out pages, and it was the single line of text on the last page. So there were 3 pages, but I thought there were only 2.
Okay.
But that bear fact was that I Googled which bear is the friendliest bear, and it said black bears. I deduced black bears because every single thing I clicked on was like, bears are not friendly.
Right.
Black bears are the least threatening.
Okay.
All right. So then, still, by
if we have to rank them,
yeah, least friendly to most friendly. Who you putting up top? Who's your big dog? Who's your big dog bear? Who's your carve of beef?
Yeah.
Who's carved up?
Fair.
Fuck. There was another thing that I was. Did I write it down? Probably not.
It was one of those mental notes.
Yeah, that was Mitch Hedberg joke of if I'm ever laying in bed. Oh, sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I'll think of a joke, but the pen and paper will be on the other side of the room. So what I have to do is convince myself it wasn't that funny. Which I the ones I don't convince myself of that, everybody else convinces me that they're not funny.
Whatever actually hits the page.
Yeah. Oh, Liquid Death. I reached out to them for sponsorship.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They have not responded.
Yeah. They said, who?
Yeah. They're like, all right, cool. We will give you 1 can of seltzer for every 1,000 downloads you get.
They responded with, sounds good. Here's the deal. You keep buying Liquid Death and you can keep talking about us on your podcast.
You keep spending your money on us and we will not put a cease and desist order
Yeah.
on your podcast that no one's listening to. So, I don't know if you've listened to the intro,
I have.
but science is a liar sometimes.
That's true. That's what they say.
They do say that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get them all right.
I think on the march to the right answer, there's a lot of wrong answers as they're, scientists trying to work their way through uncharted territory.
Way more wrong than right.
Probably.
Just
There's
as
probably
far as answers go.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works. Throw a bunch of shit at the wall, see what sticks. Yep.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that, and scientists are also nerds. Like, they get excited about stuff when it seems like it matches up with their theory is now being evidenced. They're coming on something new. They might be the next person to grace the cover of Science fucking magazine. And it's a big deal to them. So there are cases like recently in the news, there was some people may have seen, there was talk about discovering a rogue black hole. Rogue black hole being, in some cases where there's a galaxy merge, the strong gravitational forces kick things out sometimes. It's not always such a neat, it's actually never like a neat collision. So it's hypothesized that there could be rogue black holes out there. Black holes can be kicked out. They're objects just like anything else.
They'll there's 2 black holes, right? Because that's theoretically.
The supermassive black holes are at the center of the galaxies. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
there could also be stellar mass black holes all over the place that could get kicked out and flung around too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in various places just from a dead star kind of, but they're, a couple hundred times the mass of the sun rather than the millions or billions of times the mass of the sun.
It still seems weird that they would get kicked out because they have so much mass, being that near, universally speaking.
I'm sure it comes down to one would have to be much bigger than the other, speed or velocity and trajectory and stuff like that. Because I could only imagine as they came close, one like whipped around the other, and instead of coming all the way back around, just made like a sharp left turn and kept going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in a case like that, it could happen.
Just kind of slingshotted like they're doing with the thing the one they're sending to the moon in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Like they have to like whip it around. Oh yeah, they do that every time they go to the moon, right? They
use the gravitational will. Yeah. To get back. Yeah.
All right, so then it's just a black hole spaceship.
Yeah, and I mean the bad thing about those is you can't see them because they're black holes, so they don't emit any or let any light reflect off that you can catch. So scientists were super excited because recently it looked like they saw one. It looked like it was leaving a path of stars in its wake as it shot across at like some percentage of the speed of light. Like it looked like it was moving very quickly, and these stars that were in its wake were also moving kind of like in a straight line as they went around.
So it looked like it was just dragging stars along behind it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, not like for the full ride, but pulling it and giving it some momentum going in that direction.
And it wasn't that?
Turns out it wasn't. So this is a case of where people say, scientist is, I don't know, some like similar to a religious belief or indoctrinating, or like they just make up whatever they want. Here's a case of no, scientists look at evidence. One scientist came out and said, it looks like we found a rogue supermassive black hole. Yay, this is so exciting. Other scientists reviewed the data and they came to a consensus that no, it is not a rogue supermassive black hole. It looks like we're seeing a galaxy edge on. So looking at it like if you're holding a coin in front of your face, edge on, it looks like a flat line of moving stars, but it's just they're orbiting in their galaxy. So they're moving in such a way that it looked like they were moving in a line following something.
That seems like so like they got so excited for this big thing. Like, no, it's just sideways.
Yep. Yeah, the other scientists are like, damn it, now we have to say this publicly. He's new. He wanted to make a splash. He's a go-getter. He thought he found something.
All right, how can we spin this story? Has anybody come up with sideways yet? They have. All right. All right, then we don't have anything. All right.
Yeah, damn it. And I think they found this stuff with the James Webb. It was images and data received from the James Webb that identified all this stuff. So, yeah, it was another, again, it was probably just someone got excited. We got our new toy. We found this thing that we've been predicting, and it looks like it's here. And they got excited, jumped the gun, put out the news, published the news report or whatever. Yep. And like I said, the only thing scientists love better than that is to then go, no, he's wrong. Look at this.
Yeah. He's wrong. You should buy my book instead.
Right. It's been out a long time. I really hope someone buys it now.
Can buy a book from that asshole. Look at him. He doesn't even know what sideways is.
Yeah. Wrong all the time.
I'll show him for saying my book was short.
So, for anyone who disagrees with anything science is saying, if there's legit evidence, they change their mind, or they not even change it because it's not their mind, it's an observation. They retract their observation and state the correct one.
Yeah, like change your mind is how you feel about something. Well, yes, you do feel that, but it's ultimately here's why this happened because here's all the facts.
Right. It's measurements,
my mind
evidence,
is the mind.
prediction. Yeah.
My mind cannot be changed.
Yeah.
Because I am the facts.
Yeah, science don't care about beliefs. Which is, I guess, kind of the difference between science and pseudoscience.
Yeah, very nice transition there.
Thank you. I'm getting better at them. There was some awkward motherfuckers. Like I listened to early episodes, some of those transitions was like, ugh.
Speaking of books, have you ever been to the supermarket? Yeah, so this is it's been a topic near and dear to my heart for some time now. I thought it was. I've never actually researched it ever. I was like, yeah, this looks cool.
Seems interesting.
Yeah. Phrenology. Spelled with a PH. I guess the first, I remember seeing the Phrenology bust, like the little statue with the different parts of the head, or the brain rather.
The little squares or whatever drawn in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And then just a letter or words in there, just explaining which each one was. And like in cartoons, and then I remember a Mr. Burns joke that I laughed at really hard. I think he was measuring somebody's head, and it's like, he wouldn't understand that. You have the sloped brow of a coachman.
That's wow. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. And it's yes, and then it was like, that sounds insane, and it seems like the way they're setting this up, though, this is actually what it was. And then I found out at some point, and then I just started thinking about it again a couple of months ago.
You know, it's funny. The first time I ever heard the word, believe it or not, was there's a Roots album called Phrenology. And the album cover is it's a head but there's various little smaller people inside different chambers in the head, I guess. So maybe it's kind of a play on that.
Up several times when I was looking up information on this. That makes sense. Yeah, it's. I wasn't sure like anything about it, but I always kind of knew it was like 100 years or so ago, but just it dates back way further than I realized. And just for context before we get into that specifically, for perspective, movable type was 1450 in Germany.
Okay.
Isaac Newton died in 1727. So
okay.
250 years of information kind of getting around, but even only to people that could afford it and could read.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're definitely in the latter, or the minority, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so the video we watched, which is the Dark Side of Phrenology, or a Dark Side of Phrenology. Yeah, lost it.
The Dark Side of Phrenology.
The Dark Side
yeah.
of Phrenology contest won.
Yeah.
Bears. Yeah, it'll be posted in the show notes. Click on the show notes. Damn it.
yeah.
Anywho, so it'll be in there, and the video starts off with saying that in the 1700s, scientists were all about using observations to explain the natural world. Like it was like a craze in the scientific community, which is nuts.
That was their thing.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, you heard about this using information to back your ideas up.
Bro, I just started doing it. It's fucking great.
It's insane. Like from the viewpoint of now, yeah. But again, if you look at it, like within 250 years, they didn't even have books regularly.
Yeah.
So
that is pretty crazy. We kind of exponentially improved since then.
Yeah.
But I mean, and in spirit, not to cut off or anything, but phrenology, it was kind of someone trying to figure shit out. I mean, it didn't start out as I'm going to be wrong and try to like fuck with people and keep people down with, like, it started out with we're trying to figure out the brain. Is it one big muscle or different parts do different stuff?
And the where's my note on that? I just love how many good old words were in this. Like, just so in cerebral localization, which is what you were kind of referring to just now.
Okay.
Where instead of the brain being one organ, it's a couple different things kind of controlling different parts. It was either some people referred to them as organs and some people referred to them as faculties, which is crazy because I've heard the saying forever, like, I don't have my faculties about me or something.
Right, get your faculties about you.
Yeah.
It was always, faculties about you. I don't know why that always goes together, but yeah. Old-timey insults.
And that's even more old-timey than we realized, because that's almost 400 years old.
Wow. Good point.
But the predecessor to phrenology was, where did this thing go? Oh, physiognomy, which was the
that doesn't sound.
It does not.
That's
sound
not
like a
real.
Word.
Yeah.
But it was believed up until 1775. It was believed human behavior was determined by like the soul or metaphysical means. And then this Swiss theologian Johann Lavater, which sounds like something Pootie Tang would say. Like Johann Lavater. Lavater, my deity. Physiognomy. Lavater. Yeah, so he that was the he would determine how smart people were, or like their personality and mental attributes, by the shape of their forehead.
Yeah.
So just right off the bat is ridiculous. Like, can you imagine that stuck? Feel like, look at this big forehead looking motherfucker walking in here. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah, pull your kids closer to you. It's like he's balding. It's not.
Just looks huge compared to the nay hair. Oh, another fun word. A mountebank. That is a synonym for charlatan or huckster, or somebody that riffs people off. You're a no good mountebank.
Huckster is the synonym's almost as good.
He's a flim flam man.
I like.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No.
Be careful around the likes of him. He'll hoodwink you out of your life savings. Why are all those words ridiculous?
Carpetbagger.
Fucking scoundrels.
Yeah.
Rip you off.
I like now we just call people after parts of the body. Asshole, dick, pussy.
Yeah.
or even the fun ones.
What's the fun one?
Oh, just, pish or, I don't know, bunghole, any. But it's still just parts of the body, but, different fun ways.
Yeah, I guess it's just, it never, I guess it's just the genitals and where poop comes out of.
Yeah.
Because no one's out here calling it, look at this fucking calf bone.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with any lollygaggers. Like, that doesn't. They were creative with their stupid nicknames back then.
Yeah, so that was basically just how you look affects how you act, or you're able to decipher how you will act based off of how you look. And then
and these are supposedly, sorry, this is what I was going to say before. These are supposedly scientists, supposedly smart people that are thinking that the brain is shaping the skull. They know the skull is made of bone and the brain is squishy gray stuff. They think it's actually forcing bumps in the bone because his criminal organ or whatever is stronger. So it's forcing out this side of his head. Like, why would they even entertain that? But
and it's because they literally had no other idea.
Yeah, maybe. Grasping at straws.
They had nothing else. So the guy that I guess is credited with creating phrenology, Franz J. Gall. This was fantastic. Everyone that was smarter than him was a kid, had big eyes.
So he says. He might have just
so he
been.
And then it happened again in college. So based off of something happening twice, he was like, all right, I guess everybody has to have big brains that's pushing their eyes out of their head.
So all the people that are these weird bug-eyed looking people, everyone that's smarter than me is weird and has bug eyes. First of all, it's sour grapes right there. Yeah. It must be because their brain is so big. That's why it pushes their eyes. Well, yeah.
Like, lighting wasn't good anywhere, even during the day. 400 years ago. Like, you had to be directly in sunlight.
I don't even think they had color yet.
Do you think everybody, like the people that lived, could see better, like based off of natural selection? Like, do you think people had better eyes in the past?
I don't know. Like, as far as being able to hunt and avoid being hunted, like that far back.
I just 400 years ago. You think glasses changed evolution in the last 400 years? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it made it a crutch for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because the key is, were they able to pass? Were people with glasses able to pass that gene along, or that penchant for having bad eyes along? I would imagine so, because there's been some famous people with glasses.
Yeah, I guess that's a question for a doctor that we know. Should we be able to get a doctor to talk to?
A shy doctor.
Can ask him. That's like, hi, I'm here to see the eye doctor, and he just pokes his head up from behind the desk. That's the next door down. I'm the shy doctor. Wrong office. Leave me alone.
But I would imagine that it hasn't been too long, but then again, it has to be passed along. So people with glasses passing their bad eye habits down.
People with
Might be a
glasses
thing.
get to breed more. Or
Sure.
People with bad eyesight get to breed more now, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, we're able, I mean, and when we got supermarkets too, so it's not like you need to be more accurate. But I bet back in the day, if you couldn't see as well, you probably went a little hungrier.
Yeah, you'd have to hunt and gather.
Yeah.
Is that
Can't
why?
tell which mushrooms these are.
Is that why all the fat guys had glasses on in all those paintings?
Oh, like from colonial type times? Yeah, probably.
It's like, oh, this guy's rich. He's got glasses. He can see what he's hunting.
Right, he can afford to fix his vision.
he can see that he's actually not picking up a handful of rocks and swallowing them.
Do you think when Ben Franklin created bifocals, like, he gave them to his friends, or you think he made them pay right off the bat?
Oh God, I can't imagine the penny saved is a penny earned motherfucker letting anybody have anything for free.
Oh, fuck you, Jefferson. Yeah. I don't care, Hancock. Sign your name big. You're not getting these. I bought the patent. Well, if you don't give me, I won't be able to see the line. I'll have to write my name real big. I don't give a shit. These are my bifocals.
Yeah, shit. Tell you what, I'll make you a pair of glasses just so you can see these hands, motherfucker. Why
don't you take this kite and get out of here?
and so the insult "Go fly a kite" was born that day.
Under the guise of etymology.
Speaking of a fake sounding real word, there was another fake sounding real word in here somewhere. And anthropometry.
That sounds like someone forgot how to say anthropology, and that was one of the questions on the test.
Yeah.
And they like, oh, what the pathogeny. And what is that?
Oh, this is the study that the shape of people. It's getting statistics on people based off of the shape.
Okay.
That's how it was originally used. It is still actually used today, but not with people. Like
Okay.
ergonomic chairs or anything that's ergonomic uses anthropometry to make stuff like in the best position for you possible based off of the shape of people.
Okay.
Off of like average shapes and stuff, but it doesn't apply
I do like a
great to actual people.
Okay.
Inanimate objects.
All right. I like a good chair, so
I do as well.
yeah.
I do, and I can tell when I've been sitting in one.
Yeah, or versus a bad chair for sure. Yeah, pay the price.
And I like that. I like that sciences get relegated down to inanimate objects, like biological sciences.
This isn't going to work for us anymore because it's bullshit. Here you go, Raymore and Flanagan's. You can have you can have what's left.
Gets relegated down, and then they have to try to compete to get promoted back up into the biology. I was always a big Jennifer convertibles guy.
Prefer Jennifer convertibles?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, at least the name. I've never been in a Jennifer's.
It sounds like it should be some broad in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who's this? Jennifer convertibles. Oh. It's like if a lady in a convertible parked in a mob guy's parking space.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer convertibles. The fuck
What are you
out
doing?
of my space, huh? Hey, Jennifer convertibles, get your love seat out of my fucking chair, huh?
Oh, excellent. One thing I liked that the guy talked about not liked that I talked about in the video, but I thought was pretty crazy. But like, so the first guy came up with this again, trying to figure some stuff out. And then whoever the next guy that came along was like, you know what? I don't really like Asians. I don't like the shape of their head. So what I think is that this is why they're head shaped, and it's the I don't know, shifty gene or whatever. And I don't like black people have this shaped head. Like, you know, just hopped in. The other guy died, and then that was it. He took over phrenology and turned it into, you know, something kind of fucked up.
And so the conclusions that guy was jumping to, I don't like this, so this is probably that. That is to take it back to The Simpsons. Bart is making what he calls America balls for Principal Skinner's thing, and he's just taking dog food and just putting American flags in it. And it's like, well, that's just dog food. Yeah, my theory is Skinner likes dog food, and it's just like that's he puts the same amount of effort into it.
Right.
It's like, well,
Pretty much.
this is what I think. So I'm writing it down. And actually, no, they didn't write it down. They were he was still just lecturing because him and the original creator were lecturing around, and that was one of their big one of the big gripes their naysayers had. It was like, you're just lecturing, you're just talking to people, you don't even have a book yet, bro.
Oh yeah.
Serious, put it on paper.
Right.
See how that stacks up.
That's Pixar. It didn't happen back in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bibliography, or it did not occur, good sir.
Yeah.
And so the guy wrote a book, and that ended up backfiring in their faces because he went to speak in Scotland because he wasn't allowed to speak in Vienna anymore.
Okay.
The Catholic Church had a big to-do about that because it conflicted with the idea of intelligent design that
right.
that you could be making up, or no, the what was it? I essentially just that that it wasn't from a soul, but that it was from
not because it was not because it was wrong or it was hurtful to people who looked a certain way or anything like that, because it was like it went against the mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, that's almost comparable to, because the government obviously goes against it because the government was still very controlled by the Catholic Church at that time. And just the fact that a government can be like, no, you can't do your science here anymore, because like the parameter wasn't you can only test this way. It's like, no, God has to be part of your explanation on why this is. And like that's like that is like Hollywood producer type.
Yeah, why don't we cross all this out and we'll write this instead? We'll add a dog. And then...
It's like, look, I know you wrote it for 2 people, but there has to be 3 people in it, and one of the 3 people has to be this girl that I'm fucking. Otherwise, we're not making the movie. I'm sorry. Otherwise, you just can't make your movie here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You need my money? You gotta do what I say. Yeah.
How do you think I got all this money in the first place? You think by raping and plundering people?
That was only 50% of it.
So then that happened. He left Vienna, went to Scotland, was doing lecturing tours, and this lawyer in Scotland bought the book, learned the ins and outs of phrenology, and then was able to out-debate anybody in phrenology. And the place that was shitting on phrenology was just several years later the hotbed of phrenology in Europe.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
He got really good at the bullshits. He's like Mark Sargent of today. Yeah.
Yeah. See, he did his own research too. He got a book and he read it.
Yeah.
And then preached it as gospel.
And that was it.
Like other people do with books that they read and preach them as actual gospel.
Yeah.
And then, but that guy was the guy who brought in, he started using the anthropometry in conjunction with the phrenology that was already there. So instead of just measuring the bumps and stuff like that, he would actually measure head sizes, like the like you ever do a body fat test where it looked like a giant tweezer. Some larger tweezers than others. Yeah, like it's that on your head, and they measure the circumference of your head, and then the ratio of sizes compared to other things. And
he was Scottish, right?
Yes.
So big head probably meant good.
He'd
I remember, like, as from Irish, as I have of Irish descent, when we had the sonogram of CJ, my first son, when he was still in the womb,
Mm-hmm.
and the nurse was going, "Oh, he's looks like he's gonna have a big head," and Amanda's like, "Excuse me, what?" And the nurse was like, "You didn't look at your husband sitting across the table from him?" And
Have
whoops.
you not seen your husband's head?
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I swear that my head is getting bigger still. Like
Ken Griffey Jr. Another Simpsons joke, Ken Griffey Jr. style, drinking the potion.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell it is. Like I've kept the same weight for a pretty significant period of time, and it's still getting bigger. Like I just got a FlexFit LXL hat, and I've been wearing it at work for over a week now. So I've worn this hat for close to 50 hours, and it's still really fucking tight at spots. It's like, God damn it. How?
Maybe so. It's either a really well made hat, or with your diet, it's like I can't eat fries; they go right to my head. Got a bloated forehead.
Oh my God, I'd get thrown right in jail 300 years ago with this forehead.
Yeah. The violence area is big on him. Yeah, I mean, that has as much merit as palm reading and shit like that. It's just like, what? How does that mean anything? Or is it destiny, or I don't know? Like, and the church is against that. It seems like it would be intelligent design that you made a certain way so that your brain only does this, that, or the other thing.
Right, and like that was the other fun thing about just watching this. Is just like it just kept giving and taking free will away from you.
Yeah.
Because if your head's born a certain way and you don't evolve into it, then you don't have any choice. Like you're just born that way. It's all predetermined.
What will be, will be. Yeah.
Yeah, lost that thought.
Well, I mean, that would suck. Like, it's almost a built-in excuse if it was real for, oh, sorry, work, I can't perform this week. You know me, I have the big lazy bulge in my brain. That's just how I'm made. But then also to like walk into a job interview and look at his head or her head or whatever. Nope, that's not gonna be. You're not gonna be a good fit for us.
Yeah, we can't have that pronounced brow in here.
Yeah,
we know what they do.
You're a sexual deviant. I can tell by your.
You're a sexual deviant. I can tell by the way your genitals are outside of your pants. Not fair. You're judging a book by its cover.
It's my freedom of expression.
Yeah. And I was trying to look up to see if there was any, because I had it in my head that people got accused of crimes based off of phrenology, and I couldn't find any specific evidence of that because I was imagining that people would get phrenologically examined and then get lobotomies based off that, and then it almost turns into like a Victorian era Minority Report. Like they're just reading their heads and like, oh no, this guy's gonna be a murderer. Lobotomy.
Yeah.
Just chop them all out.
But did anybody with power or in a position to do that take phrenology seriously though?
Not that I saw. I can't say it didn't happen on a local governmental level.
Okay.
Because
who the hell knows?
Yeah, you're 100 to 200 years removed from burning witches.
Right. Yeah, it's true. They might have just stabbed people based on their head in some towns.
Yeah. Like it just all it takes is one guy. Like all you have to do is be smart and charming, and you could own a town.
Snake oil salesman.
Yeah. It's just example after example of hucksters and hoodwinkers and hornswogglers and
like just like in the Michael Jackson Paul McCartney video where Michael Jackson comes up with the crutch and Paul McCartney selling the juice and Michael Jackson drinks it and he throws the crutch down and starts dancing. And then everybody wants to buy the say that one. You know that?
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, I guess I don't remember the plot to that video. I just have, a lot of flashes of, like a horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah, they were like grifters. They went town to town and like did different. Although the best version that I will link is the shreds version. I don't know, you know those like Creed shreds or something where the guy just like plays one. Yeah. So that's good. I'll link that.
The hell's the what? The Elvis.
You shit with me? Oh no.
The Elvis's first Ed Sullivan Show appearance.
I've never seen that. He did that one?
Yeah.
I'll
find that one and send it to you. That one's great too.
Yeah.
I can't do an impression of any of those sounds.
No, unfortunately, yeah.
But watch and enjoy.
No, just click the link. Yeah. Go to the show details or whatever.
Yeah,
click that link.
You're already have been clicked on more info.
Yeah.
Seen all the links and gone cool, and then clicked less info and never looked at them again.
Generally, our links are good. I think.
Yeah,
I feel like.
I think so. If nothing else, give you some chuckles out of that. at least laugh at the stuff we're laughing at. That is us.
That the actual funny stuff. It's that right there. One more click. Just let this run in the background so we get the download.
Yeah. It's just like people wanting to get, like people would consult a phrenologist before having to make a big decision in their life.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like you were saying before, it's palm reading, but it's head reading.
Right.
Instead, and all you have is this base of people with money, and then you just trick them into just be charming and have a good sales pitch, and they'll give you whatever you want. See, we've been
and be trendy. They were like the original trending people that became like a thing for the cool kids to do almost.
Yeah, like the what's the beach diet.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but sure, any of those. Yeah.
Excuse me. Second time. And I think that's our problem. We've been ostracizing the rich this whole time and pushing them away. We need to embrace them and rip them off and take their money.
Right. We got to figure out how to be grifters. Yeah. Seems like it was a pretty, like you got to move a lot, but it's a lucrative career.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of fun. Like all the movies and TV shows and stuff that definitely weren't around when grifting was actually happening makes it seem like like just a
Paul McCartney had a fucking wad of cash. He's counting it like it was the thing to do. They're all rolling in it.
And you just have a giant billfold of oversized dollars just tucked in your breast pocket at all times. That's living. Shit used to cost $1. Like a week's worth of shit would be $1.
Like a lot of shit was $1. Yeah.
Like you slap a $5 down on the bar and be like, I'm gonna be here for a month. And now you just grift from home. Like people just
just send out 10 million spam emails.
Yeah, like there's no artistry to it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there doing it, and they're so good that you don't hear about them because they're not drawing attention to themselves.
Probably.
Like you can't do the cool moving from town to town stuff anymore, I would imagine.
No, now you just have a VPN and route yourself through a different location.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything. It's all mental. You don't have to do anything fun. It's not effort. You downloaded a fucking bot that somebody else designed. You download the VPN that somebody else created and using it creatively.
You're not even learning how to dance. You know,
all the fucking soul is getting sucked out of it. Yeah,
you're not learning how to. You're not learning a fancy accent and practicing it.
Yeah. You're not distracting a room of people while your partner who has been practicing like sneaking around and stealing wallets is now sneaking around and stealing wallets. Like he's putting his skills to the test.
I guess you can't really do that in casinos anymore. I bet there's somebody who's probably still good at, like, you know, grifting to like the drug smugglers that like charm women into stuffing drug, just like, no, just carry this bag for me, like that Kate Beckinsale movie. I forget what it's called, Brookdown Palace. So, yeah. Smuggle drugs into a country and then, like, that's grifting. That's using your using your charm and influence.
Yep, putting somebody else's reputation on the line. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's it's shitty, but at least this does kind of have an act to it, which is like when they do the thing where they'll just randomly call a bunch of people hoping to get old people and be like, your son is at the police station and you need to send us 5 $250 gift cards from
yeah,
because it's like, again, it's shitty, I get it, but it's at least you're trying to be crafty. Like, at least there's some type of act of subterfuge other than, hey, open this email, there's boobs inside. You know, it's like, come on.
Someone knows your password. Click this link to reset it.
Yeah.
Again.
Sure, you send that out to 1 billion people, you're absolutely going to get hits.
And that's all you need. You need 1, 2. That's it. It's rob some old lady of her retirement, whatever.
Yep.
Well, that's it. Another form of grifting, actually, is people on YouTube that are really good at editing software and convince people that either the earth is flat or that the climate is not changing or, you know, whatever else.
Yeah, you're right.
It's pretty grifty. And then, you know, they get money from not links, clicks and likes and views and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And you're not actually stealing anything from anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, just lying.
And I guess, yeah, people looking for any type of an answer are the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Which I guess.
And especially, I mean, if you go back and look at some of the just our show, the earlier episodes where we're talking about some of the more complicated, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, I mean, some of these people come along with things that seem to make a little more sense or a little more down to earth, a little easier to wrap your head around. You can see why people get caught up in. I mean, phrenology is another one that we've been talking about. Yeah.
Like I wanted to look up leeching because I was watching Game of Thrones. But there is actually, like, at least just like a very basic thing of at least some shred of evidence that it's good, that there is something happening.
Yeah, I think leeching worked in some cases. Like, and that wasn't pseudoscience. That was doctors trying their best at the time.
Yeah. Like, how do you?
Gross.
Where do you go? There's like none of that blood's good. We got to get it all out of there.
Yeah. Bad blood.
But also, like the even with phrenology, even with bleeding people and bloodlettings and leeches and stuff, there is an idea there that eventually worked, because how many lives do blood transfusions save?
Yeah,
It's
100%. My son had 10 blood transfusions. So like, yeah. So his life was saved multiple times from that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like there's definitely ones where they just outright take all of your blood out and put other blood in on the other side, right? That'll. Or
I don't know. That's a really, really good question for a certain doctor friend of ours.
okay, Dr. Fred.
Because I don't know if the practice works like that. That it's like, this half gets empty while this half gets full, and it just,
So
or if there would be
it's
some,
not like a blood oil change. Like you just-
not quite. I don't think it might be some mixing. That might, like where they do the what's it called, with the stem cells and stuff like that, where they like, if you have your stem cells saved, and shit goes down where they do have to use that to restore whatever, they're kind of almost resetting your like white blood cell count and everything. Like it almost completely gets replaced.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I have to look into that more. That could be something cool to talk about. But yeah.
Oh man, that's like when you don't get a free guy, but like you drank the potion and you get all your hearts back.
Kinda, I guess.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's certain like leukemias and certain blood-based stuff that's good. We saved it for all three of our kids, just in case they ever need like a soft reset, I guess is a way to think about it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I didn't know they were doing that.
Word.
I knew they were doing the stuff where they take your own blood and shoot it back into your body after putting it into a centrifuge.
There's people that run marathons and stuff that will actually take a pint of blood out, 2 pints of blood out, whatever, over time, freeze it, and then coming up before the race, they'll inject it back into themselves. So it's almost like now they have more blood, because after you take it out, over time, your bone marrow and your spleen and whatever else regenerate blood, create new red blood cells, and then they put this extra red blood back in there, so it carries oxygen better or something like that.
I love the idea of, I've been prepping for the marathon. I got a lot of extra blood these days.
I have so on the starting line before the gun goes off, just like, psst, I have so much more blood than you. I'm gonna smoke you.
Like you have somebody at each of the hydration points along the way. You have like a specific person just holding cups of blood out for you. Like somebody's just drinking blood the whole fucking race.
Blood syringes.
just right in the neck as you're running.
Yeah.
No one would want to run near you. Like,
yeah, there would be a lot of room.
There'd be a great
marathon.
psychological aspect. a bit of gamesmanship.
Right.
I'm just gonna stop and grab syringes at every chance I can and just jab myself in
the utility belt that's syringes full of blood.
Has anybody run a marathon where the entire time that they were running they screamed?
I don't think so.
That'd be
Can you
incredible.
The fastest people, the people who win, and it's like 2 hours and change, just straight up screaming for 2 hours and trying to run. Yeah.
I wonder if that helped. Like if you did that during training, Like, I wonder if that's equivalent.
That's the only way to do it. You would have to train up to it.
No, but I mean, training while doing that and then not doing it while you're actually running. Like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know how the Kenyan runners run at high altitudes?
Yeah. Well, like baseball players, before they get up, they put the heavy donut on the bat to swing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just do all your runs screaming at bloody murder as loud as you can. Preferably run early in the morning or late at night. Just to be really funny.
It's Charlie training for the marathon. It's every morning.
No, I gotta try it.
Do it. There it goes.
Oh shit. I guess what we can take away from this week's is you should always train while screaming as loud as you can.
One last thing about phrenology. Sorry. Yeah. So I did have one more thing. I thought it was cool that this bullshit pseudoscience that was potentially harmful and stuff still had some benefit, because even though it was a wrong turn, they ended up, kind of helping with the idea that, yes, different parts of the brain do different things. There's different areas for different functions. So, from this stupid idea, at least one good thing came out of it, because it began with the debate, is the brain one thing, or do different parts of the brain do different things? So, I mean, we have since become more sophisticated and understand better how it works. And, it's not a shape thing, and there's not like this part of the brain makes you nice and this part of the brain makes you stupid. And it's just, this one is for taste, this one is for balance, but still different areas do different things.
Yeah. So the personality portion of the brain is still kind of mysterious, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it has something to do with the cerebrum or the cortex, whatever the stuff that we use, I guess. But
yeah, I guess so. The where is there, but the why does that do that is still a mystery.
Oh yeah, no, that's no, but I'm not even sure we fully know where. We have like some idea of different things light up in certain cases. That's the best we got. Like
I remember watching
when you tickle on this part flashes. Yeah.
I remember watching 2020, like forever ago. I couldn't have been more than 10, which I think was on like right after TGIF on Friday nights. But this guy was having brain surgery, but they never say open brain surgery. It's just brain surgery.
Right.
But they had the top of this guy's head off, and they had to keep him awake because they had to like poke around at the brain and see what was like reacting. And they were asking him to speak, and the guy was saying a thing, and then they just pushed down on the brain, and he was talking, and he went and just like stopped.
Oh,
it was
creepy.
Yeah. Which, if the doctors were dicks, like if they didn't have that.
Come here, watch this.
Yo, what's your name? My name is Mike.
And then they let it go.
Yeah. Oh, here I go. Here, what's this? Pretend I'm a dentist. Now open up and say, push down on his brain. They set up like a 4-part harmony with him as the high note. It's like,
and on the way out, they're like, and just sign this saying that we can use your likeness on TikTok.
man. Brain surgery, huh?
Yeah, that's like that's tough to do.
I'm always happy when things are not like it.
Yeah. I like saying rocket surgery.
Yeah, that was a fun
Like this.
one.
That's not hard. It's not rocket surgery.
And the inverse is brain science, which is still a funny thing to say. Like, sounds like you don't have have quite a great grasp on the language.
Right. Neurology? No, this isn't neurology. Very true.
Hey, I'm coming to your country to study brain science school. It's very, very proud of you, generic European person.
Yes, is that chairs?
Are you having me back on the show again?
Not that chairs.
Oh, I know. You're talking about me, guys.
Yay, fun chairs.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got on this topic. You?
This was, it was good. It
was weird. It was weird. It was another example of nope, we are the only ones who know how this works, and it looks like it. Yep, it says that we're better than all of you, so you're just gonna have to listen.
Anyone whose brain or anyone whose head is shaped like mine is good. Everyone else has to give us money or doesn't deserve to work here or whatever the fuck else. Yeah.
Or be treated like a human being.
Yeah. You're more kettlehead. Yeah.
And also, this is the other thing I was thinking about it before, that they're going off of bumps on people's heads. Like 50 years ago, it was cool to punch your kid in the supermarket. And no one would say anything to you. Like,
yeah,
used to be able to, like, 400 years ago, 300 years ago, you could just kill your kids and nobody would care.
Yeah, right.
So there's no way they weren't getting, like, to discipline children. You weren't just hitting them in the head with whatever blunt objects you could have, and then you grow up like, oh, he's got all these weird bumps in his head. Yeah, he's also got 70 concussions from getting the shit beat out of him.
And that's why he's slightly violent too. Maybe it's not.
He's
bump on his head,
perpetuating the cycle of violence that put that bump on his head.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of flaws in this 400 years old science.
Indeed. Well, I mean, that's why it's pseudoscience and not science, and hopefully, I mean that kind of stuff. I guess is going to come up from time to time as people try to figure shit out. But as soon as it's bastardized and turned into something like that, versus someone just trying to like we said, the first guy, Gall, I don't think he had any ill intentions. He just thought he was right, and he was like, "This is great. It's no different than the black hole people."
Yeah,
they thought they found something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Science is hard, but you know what? It's like the ones that people are just like clearly just ripping people off and not presenting any evidence. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah. That is the key. The old science. What the fuck is it called? Scientific method. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, dude, we could have been killing it as scientists in like the 1500s.
Without a scientific method, just like coming up with shit.
Like, this totally means that. Well, how do you know? Well, I saw this other guy and he looked like that. It's like,
right.
He does drive a compelling argument.
I've counted 3 total people. It can't be coincidence.
This that was the other awesome thing. This guy, I think it was the second guy. Yeah, Gall. He worked at the mental institution, and the common trait was everyone that they were insane, and he found they all had bumps on their head, which we just established. Plenty of reasons why that doesn't work. But in some of his studies, he used sample sizes of 2 people.
You work with what you got.
I've been able to recreate this at all. There you go.
Yeah.
This works for me.
That's all I need.
So much confirmation bias in this whole backstory.
Yeah, it's true.
Crazy.
Exactly what they wanted to see. All right.
Yeah. That about does her. Wraps her all up.
It's a nice, neat little package.
Under the Guise of Science. Guise always spelled Guise. At Gmail, send us an email. At Facebook, send us a Facebook. At Instagram, leave us an Instagram. What else we got?
On Twitter, we're at Science Guys. And on TikTok, we're Under the Guise of Science. And leave us a Twitter. Oh, and YouTube, we are Under the Guise of Science. And
yeah, and leave.
We'll do the things.
Leave, place, send some type of thing to one of those other things we said.
Rate us. Love us.
Yeah. High five us when you see us.
Yeah.
All right. See you next time.